Ladies and gentlemen, I don't know what your launch is going to look like. Maybe it's a rocket, maybe it's a ship, maybe it's a house with thousands of helium balloons tied to it to go where you've never been before. The great thing about a launch is it's a great term because there are many connotations. There's many ways to launch. I don't know what yours looks like. You probably don't know what the person's next to you will look like. So this is a place where we can launch out, to be encouraged, to hopefully grab some ideas, to take some technical thoughts, and some of our presenters will give more technical ideas and training, some step-by-step things that you might take back and go, oh, okay, I'd love to use social media in that fashion. Oh, I've never thought about structuring my business in that way or collaborating with others. But to launch out, we also need motivation. Not just the technical knowledge, but we need the gumption to take off. We need the motivation, the encouragement, the inspiration, whatever words you like to say, I am here now, but I am ready to take the next step for the rest of my life. Launch Out sneaked up on me. I first started in Launch Out really because my friend Brian Eller was kind of involved. And I was just on the outside, just kind of there. I met Randy Langley, this incredible collegiate tennis player that had a lot of ideas and things going on and just kind of struck up a friendship basically. And in Tulsa, if I'm completely honest, I showed up out of obligation. Like, okay, Randy's asked me to speak. It's in Tulsa. He's my friend. Ryan Eller, my friend, is involved. Okay, I'll show up and I'll speak. When I got there, I was amazed at how much I connected with people. And I didn't even get to stay the entire time. Last year was a different story. With Launch Out, I anticipated and expected a little more, and I was a little more excited about it. And I discovered last year specifically that no matter where you are, no matter what you look like on Facebook, that we have something in common, and then we connect with each other. And so as I start here with this hero's journey, the call to adventure, I hope that this serves as a call to adventure wherever you are on the journey. That whether it's through a one-on-one conversation that you might have outside of the parameters of this room, or whether it's through someone's message specifically made for this moment, I hope that you find that and you take that a step further. Because I learned a lot last year. As a matter of fact, I was reflecting this morning, and last year from Launch Out, I learned things from Kenda, like don't quit on your dream when no one applauds. I learned from Bill that work is no longer a place, but it's what we do. Matt taught me to listen to the questions of my inner circle. Kimberly taught me that it's all about perspective. Clay told me that life isn't about before and after, but it's the before and the before and the before. I don't know what's before you right now. I don't know where you've been, but this is a call to adventure. Dollar taught me to leap. And Casey Lewis taught me that the technology exists for Chick-fil-A spicy nuggets. Yes, Launch Out has taught me a lot. But the greatest lesson that I probably learned was from my new friend, Brett, who taught me that every restroom stop is a chance to not only get something out, but to put something in. And to use that time wisely. #wisdom. So there will be things, hopefully, that over these next 2 days, you'll be able to take with you. Hopefully for me then, as I thought on these great takeaways that I had last year, I thought, what in the world could I tell these incredible people that they may take with them? What's my little nugget that they might remember? So I'm going to borrow a little bit and hopefully give you something new. I'd like everyone, if you would, to point to the ceiling. Point to the ceiling just like this, and in a moment you're going to stare at your finger. Now, if at any time during this exercise you are unsure if you're doing it correctly, you can glance at me. I will be doing it and make sure that you're doing it the right way. So far, so good. So stare at your finger, and I want you to now move your finger clockwise. Imagine there's a clock and move it clockwise. 12, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, back to 12. That's clockwise. So you're moving it while you stare at your finger. Now simultaneously, I'd like you to begin to move your hand down while staring at your finger. Keep looking at your finger while you're keep looking at your finger while you're rotating it and you're bringing it down. It's about my forehead now. It's about my eyes. I'm still rotating. I'm still looking at it. Still rotating. It's now about my chin. It's about my chest. Still going down. It's about my belly now, and now it's moving counterclockwise. Thank you, ladies and gentlemen. For my next trick, I'll be sawing Shaver in half. No, I'm just kidding. He already did that. All right. So here's what we're going to do. Now, if you're confused, feel free to meet me out in the hallway. We'll do it again. Yeah, we could do it again very quickly if you'd like. You stare at your finger and walk it down. Now, what changed there? Perspective. I'll borrow from my dear friend Kimberly a bit and say perspective. Today, I hope to change your perspective slightly, particularly when it comes to the call to adventure and heroism. I want us all to be heroes, but we have this mentality to choose, either a hero's mentality or a victim mentality. And when it comes to heroes or victims, I think the difference lies largely not in ability or circumstance, but in mentality. I see it frequently. I work with young people a lot. I work with professionals a lot, for that matter. And in all areas, I see this victim mentality. Now, before we really explain the victim mentality and we dive into that, it's best to play a game. It helps us understand what we're talking about. Now, it's a simple game. You've probably played it before. I'm going to ask everybody to play with me. It's a simple game. It is called Simon Says. If you're familiar with Simon Says, just nod your head. Great. Okay, so we're all familiar with Simon Says. And before we begin, in a group like this, I know there are some people who are uber competitive, others who really, really like to show off and win, others who maybe like to cheat if necessary. So we're going to go over a few ground rules, all right? Rule number 1, okay, with Simon Says. Now, this is just practice. This is just practice. We're not really playing yet. I want to cover the rules. Just practice. All right, rule number 1, if I say, well, let's just practice. So everybody raise your hand. Okay? Okay, now, I did not say Simon Says. Now, some of you, when it comes to Simon Says, some people automatically shame other people. We shame them, okay? Shaming may look a few different ways. It may look like this. Oh my gosh, I cannot believe you got out. Murr just said we're going to play Simon Says. Raise your hand, you did it. I'm not going to say you're the worst Simon Says player, but you are god-awful. We shame people, okay? Victims shame others. Victims shame others in that way. Here's some other ways, though, that are a little sneaky when it comes to a victim mentality where they shame others. Sometimes we can shame people for a success. We can shame them into saying, who do you think you are? Trying to be bigger than you think you are? It can creep in and look like jealousy. We get upset by how many followers somebody has on Facebook. We get upset by something that's taking off because we're going, I'm working just as hard as that effing person. What's the matter here? It makes you so mad that you cuss. At least you think about it. It's a victim mentality where shame comes in. Sometimes shame comes into victim mentality as you shame yourself. And you have to deal with these issues of saying, no, I can do this. I'm good enough. This is okay. It's okay for me to succeed. It's okay for me to do this and not shame someone because of either success or failure. All right, remember, this is just practice. Simon Says, raise your hand. Okay, put it down. Oh, all right. Now, some people already are out, all right? Now, Simon Says you can put all your hands down because this is just practice. But some people, I said, Simon Says, raise your hand. I said, put it down, and you did. Now, some people, when it comes to Simon Says, they don't shame, but they blame. They say, well, that's not very fair. I can't even hear. Well, that's not very fair. They were talking to me. They're not paying attention. They're distracting me. They're doing this. I'm in the back. That microphone's not very loud. That's not fair. Start over. That's not fair. I didn't even know we were really beginning, okay? And they blame other people. A victim mentality blames people or circumstances for things not turning out the way we want them, instead of taking personal responsibility or ownership for whatever responsibility we have within that. Victim shame, victims blame, okay? Number 3, my favorite of all the moves. Simon Says, put your hands up. Okay, put them down. Simon Says, put them down. Okay, now we're going to go fast. Raise your left hand. Okay. All right, here we go. Now that was good. Now I even saw this. I saw a little bit of this. Number 3, victims deny. Victims shame, victims blame, victims deny. Okay, here's the denial move. I like to call it the hitch move. Simon Says, put your hands up. Simon Says, put your hands down. Put your hands up. Whoop. Not me, not me, not me. I didn't do it. I didn't go all the way. Or it's like, whoa, oh, and we deny. We're like, no, you didn't get me. You didn't catch me. You didn't catch me. And victims deny their intentions or they deny reality simply for their desired results. So victims deny. They deny the responsibility. They deny the truth. They deny what's going on. Victims deny. And they alter the reality to fit their own necessary objectives or beliefs. Finally, number 4, and this is a big one. I might say, Simon Says, put your hands up, put your hands down, or whatever I say, because it's just practice, we're just fun. Victims quit. Quitting usually happens mentally. You're saying, okay, I'm here at Launch Out. I'm a professional. I took time off work for this Friday. And right out of the box, I've danced to Hey Ya, and I'm playing Simon Says. I don't even know what this is. This is dumb. And you've already checked out mentally. You said, I'm not going to go there. I'm not going to do it. This is dumb. I'm not going to play. I'll watch everybody else. I'll patronize you a little bit, and I'll say, oh, good job. That's a cute little conference you have. And I'll stand back. Because victims quit. Victims, whenever something doesn't go right, they quit. They check out mentally. Maybe it's a combination of shame or blame or denial, but they quit. They quit, and they say, that's enough. I'm not going to go any further. Victims quit on themselves. Victims quit whenever it's difficult. All right, so now we're really going to play Simon Says. Everybody stand up, and we're really going to play. No more practice. Stand up, and we're going to play. All right, so now there may be prizes involved. There may be prizes involved, okay? All right. So here we go. If you are standing up, you are out. I know. It's not very fair, is it? Not very fair, huh? Boy, you tricked us. That's not fair. It's okay, victims. We'll become heroes once we respond to the call to adventure, all right? Now, if you're still in, there may be a few, and I really do have some marketplace prizes. If you're still in, raise your hand so I know who's playing. Okay? All right, if you raise your hand, you're out. I'm sorry. That hurts. That hurt me, actually. That hurt me. That did. That hurt me. That hurt me. That hurt me. That hurt me. I know. Is anybody still in? Is anybody still in? Was that a response? No. If you're still in at this point, congratulations. You are, Simon Says, Dominator winner. Let's give them a hand, all right? Good job. All right, now very quickly as I wrap this up and we move on to our next presenters, because this is an incredible group, I hope that you see that a victim mentality in that simple Simon Says, not simple Simon Says, calzone, in that simple Simon Says activity, how easy it is for us to immediately have a victim mentality. When I tricked you, you might have felt tricked. You might have felt cheated. You might, come on. That's not very fair. Give us another chance. Why? We all know the rules. We started the rules. I clearly differentiated between practice and actual game. Said, all right, let's really play now. We're really going to play. But it's our human nature, and we quickly have this victim mentality. Let me share a quick story. The names have been changed to protect the innocent. There was a young man who grew up in northeast Oklahoma named Barry. And Barry grew up in a small town, small school, and Barry had a problem. When Barry was young, when he was in elementary school, he was what some people would call chubby or overweight, or as his mom liked to say, big boned. So Barry grew up chuggy, potentially, he was probably called that. So Barry grew up chubby, and he was a fat kid. And he grew up in small town Oklahoma, a little town called Wainwright. And every day I'd go out Barry would go out to recess. And it dawned on Barry one day that he was chubby when he realized in his genes it had this interesting notation of husky. So he asked his mama, what does husky mean? Why do I have husky genes? And she explained, well, you're a little more big-boned than other kids, and that's okay, but your genes are husky. So Barry then would go out on the playground, and he would look around and realize, I'm husky. I wear husky jeans and slim jeans, slim, regular, and all these different kids. And he was the chubby kid, all right? So I grew up being chubby, being a little bit overweight. And at the end of school, every year there was a track meet. Now, I was from a very, very small town Barry was a very, very small town track meet. By track meet, it was schools would get together and everyone had to participate. So Barry would line up. He lined up for the 200-yard dash. He was there. Barry's forte was not running. So he lined up for the 200-yard dash, and he fired himself up, and he was really going to do this. All right, I'm going to do this. I'm going to do this. I'm going to run so fast, it's going to be great. So it starts. It's a whistle, actually. It's a whistle. What's it gun? It's a whistle. I don't know. If somebody could whistle, that'd be great. I'm not a very good whistler. So, that's good. There you go. Boom, he's off. He's like a dart. He's going. He's going. The other kids take off slightly faster, but he figures I'll get him on the turn. It's okay. And the setup was really a U. It was about a U on this setup to run. And Barry's running. He's running. He gets about halfway. He looks around. He realizes he's very far behind. He realizes the other kids are approaching the finish line. He's like, but that's okay. Now he's just going to finish. He's running all the way around. Once he gets about halfway, he gets to the apex of the U. He looks and he realizes not only have the other kids finished, they're lining up for another race. And he's still on the track, and nobody realizes it. So he's running. He's like, what do I do? No, they're literally about to start another race. Not only am I going to lose to the kids that were in my race, the other fast kids, punks, are going to sneak up on me, and they're going to lap me. I'm going to get lapped in a second race. So I'm running, I realize what's going to happen, and it was this big U, so I slowed down to kind of a little walk. I slowly duck my head, go to the middle, walk towards the stands, to the one person in the audience who realized that I was still running. Good old Mama Murr, who was there to console me with a bag of Cheetos and a Pepsi. True story. To make me feel better. Now, I'm at the place in life where all through that time, I don't know at what point my life changed, but I had a victim mentality at that point as a kid. And all through high school, life started to change, and I don't really know now looking back where it is, but remember this, success is relative. We may compare ourselves to others and see that, and we never know whose hero we are. You see, I say that everyone's a leader because I say that leadership is relative, and that you have the capability or the opportunity to lead someone else, to be someone else's hero. And within that, the question then is, well, when do we become a hero? When did my life change? Because I went from just being the kid who comes in last, who doesn't really, I tried, but to being now pretty successful, pretty outgoing, pretty involved, and I have a really good life, and I enjoy it. But at some point, I think the mentality changes where you say, I am. And you have this simple switch where you say, I am. There's a great line from a movie called The Kingdom of Heaven, where they're facing this battle. There's one knight who's leading this troop of ordinary men, and he calls them all knights. He says, you're knights, and we're about to fight this incredible army, and you have it within you to fight. And a gentleman next to him looks at him, and he says, do you think calling a man a knight really makes him a better fighter? And he says, yes, I do. And I think in the same way, I don't know where you've been, I don't know where you're going, but this weekend, I want it to be the first weekend potentially for the first time in your life that you allow others to call you a hero, and that you answer the call to adventure because you have a battle to fight, and you have people in this room and outside, and people that you may never even realize are listening to you, they're watching you, and you are inspiring them. If you will allow yourself to take the title and say, I am a hero, answer the call, and say, I am a hero. Look at yourself in the mirror, because as I look out, what I've learned at Launch Out is this. I can't judge anybody by a two-dimensional screen. And when I see people and I talk to them, I get to know every single person, and I realize what incredible heroes you are. So this weekend, let's own it, and let's be who we are and escape victim mentality. We don't blame, we don't shame, we don't deny, we don't quit. Instead, we accept the call to adventure, and we say, I am a hero. Thank you very much.